Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for John. Thank you so much for that. For those interested, requesting any type of videos, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, a full playthrough, review, re-review, randomness, whatever the case may be, PayPal is the best way to do it. Do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. And this is for Ghost Shark from 2013, which, funny enough, was actually the same year as Sharknado came out. Which, granted, I was going to say, oh, this got made because Sharknado got made, but again, they came out around the same time, so. Unless they heard about it and they said, let's also do something stupid. But that's the thing, especially with shark movies, but a lot of these kind of sci-fi channel or sci-fi channel wannabe films, it's the idea of let's have a ridiculous, silly idea, and that silly idea will get people watching because they'll be curious to see how stupid it is. And for a time, that was a winning formula. That's why Sharknado got like, what was it, 4 movies or more? Like, it got a lot. And then you saw Clownado, and then you got Catnado, and all this other stuff where everything was sharks. Now, granted, there was stuff happening like that before Sharknado. There were, but it definitely got multiplied after films like Sharknado. And whether they came out before and after, you had like Avalanche Sharks, Sharks in Venice. I guarantee you, there's a space shark movie. I mean, there's a like, especially with shark films, anything has been done with a shark. I'm surprised there ain't a fucking shark that looks like Sherlock fucking Holmes and a dolphin named Watson. I'm surprised they haven't done that fucking movie. Because they've done everything else. And that's, the thing is that when you look at like good to bad shark films, there's so many bad and so few good. Like, if I think of good shark films, it'd be Jaws, Deep Blue Sea, The Shallows. I like Jaws 2 and 3 for what they were. I actually like Jaws 3 more. There are ones that are okay, like Red Water with Lou Diamond. Lou Diamond Phillips I thought was okay. But there's so many much worse ones. There's either very boring, like Shark Light with Dolph Lundgren, or really irritating, like films like Sharknado and this movie. Now, if you like goofy, silly, stupid stuff, you may get some enjoyment out of this because of the kills and how they try to make them inventive because of the fact it's a ghost shark. It depends how far that goes with you. I mean, was it more watchable than something like, I don't know, Sharks of the Corn? I guess. But this is still awful. This gets like a 3 point something IMDb. It deserves it. It fucking deserves it. And you look at the title, you know what film you're getting. Production-wise, it looks like any number of sci-fi channel films. With the way it's lit and the way it looks and the cinematography, it looks the same as those other films. The acting is going to be garbage. You're not going to care about the characters because you're not supposed to, because they're shit. You're not watching for the characters. You're not watching it for that. You're watching it for the premise. This is from Griff First. He directed it, who did I Am Omega, which is a Mark Dacascos film I like. Probably the only film from The Asylum, that company, that I like. I Am Omega. Why? Because I like Mark Dacascos, I like his acting, and I like that he gets to kick zombie ass, including, granted too briefly, He kicks some ass with nunchucks against zombies. Just wish it was a lot longer. But I could watch for that and enjoy it for that. But Lake Placid 3, no. Universal Soldiers, the Asylum, whatever the hell company like rip off a Universal Soldier. I think that was done when the the one with John Hyams, those came out, like Day of Reckoning and Regeneration. I think I could be wrong on that, but to get into the story of the film, these two rednecks, father and daughter, they're on a boat that a guy is driving because he owns the boat. And the two rednecks, they're fishing, and I guess something about if they catch this fish, they get $30,000. That's what they say. Well, they're ready to get it, and the shark eats it. So they're pissed at the shark. They've knocked out the guy, the captain of the boat. So they get a gun and hot sauce and a fucking grenade. Because that's what every redneck has. Gun, hot sauce, and grenades. And they shoot like a bow at it, and they have like a fucking magnum they shoot at it, and then they put hot sauce, and then they put a grenade. There's an explosion. The shark kind of wobbles over here into this enchanted cave that's nearby. That's how it always works. Dies and becomes a ghost shark, which is this blue, translucent figure. And it goes and it kills the woman, bites her in half. I mean, it kills the woman, and then it kills the guy. And then the captain wakes up, and he's killed pretty much off screen. Cut to, I guess you would say, our characters. There's the one who's like the daughter of the captain of the boat. And you know what? Fuck it. There's no point in describing these characters, because the movie barely does that. There's two girls. There's a guy who looks kind of nerdy. There's a black guy who's a son to a guy who has mayor aspirations and all that stuff. And then there's Sean Phillips, aka Cool Duder. If you don't know who that is, which I don't blame you if you don't, Cool Duder is a YouTuber. He still does videos. Back in the day, he was much more popular than he is now. Because back in the day, he was one of those early guys that would show what he picked up. And because, I don't know, if like he has some kind of nest egg from his parents or his grandparents, that he's pretty much rich. And because he's rich, he could go to like the store every week, buy almost every damn thing that comes out, and show them. And so people would watch him just to go, oh, what came out this week? I wonder what came out this week. Because he would show them because he bought them. He had some other guy who apparently was also an asshole. And then he lost weight and he started doing movies. First he would act in movies. Now he started making movies. He's an awful director. He's an awful actor. I never liked his YouTube videos. I thought his voice was very whiny. And he also screwed with friends of mine from Dead Pit, including possible lawsuits and stuff. That's a whole other thing. So I stick up for my friends. And fuck Cool Duder. He's the fat guy. I'll put it that he's the fat guy of the friends. Blubberman. I just say that because I'm fat too, so I can say the same thing. We're all both fat. Because I drink too much of this. But well, I'll die with a happy smile on my face. I guess as opposed to a grumpy smile. What the fuck. And then the plot is just bullshit. I mean, Richard Mall is probably the most well-known name in the movie, and I like Richard Mall, Night Court. He was in the film House from 1985. He did a lot of stuff, Richard Mall. He plays some guy who's kind of the town crazy guy, and there's some backstory where his wife died, and his wife is a ghost, and something to do with this enchanted cave. That whole stuff didn't really lead to anything or anywhere. I don't even think they needed to put that in there. Because the wife like shows a page, and then Richard Mall's like, okay, and then just joins the kids to doing what they were already going to be fucking doing. But then he helps out a little bit, but then he doesn't help out a whole much, and then he fucking dies anyway. So, and I'm thinking, okay, is his ghost wife going to come in and save him, or the ghost wife going to come in and fight the shark, or it'll be ghost wife versus ghost shark? Might as fucking well, but no, none of that happened. So the whole thing with the ghost wife, it wasn't needed. It was a useless subplot. It was just filler to make sure the movie was not running short, I guess. The only interest you will have is whenever a death scene happens, because of how goofy it is. And I'll just spoil them right here and now. There's a woman on a jet ski, the ghost shark comes up, bites her in half. Yes, a lot of this is CGI, of course. Because it's a ghost shark, that also means that anything that has liquid on it or within it, the shark can come out of. So, for example, if someone does a slip and slide, a kid slides in, the shark comes up and gets the kid. If there's a bikini wash, car wash, the shark will kill the women while some kid that looks like he's 10 years old is in the car. And you see a woman being pulled down a bucket. There'll be a plumber, and he's working on pipes, and then he's grabbed, he's pulled in. There's these two, like the sidewalk, the streets are wet with like a fire hydrant. These two kids, shirtless, are running towards our two leads for some reason. I don't even know why they're running towards them. And the shark comes up and eats the two kids. And the reactions of the other people behind them, it's like... They don't scream, they don't yell, they're not, what the fuck, or holy shit. It's like... Same with the two leads, like the lead guy and lead girl's like... It's like, I guess, what else you gonna say? Maybe they saw the CG effects and they went, you know, I can't be horrified by that. There's one of the ladies gets attacked in a tub as if it was a Nightmare on Elm Street, and she's pulled in, but then like 30 seconds later she spit out. Why? I don't know. She's one of the lucky ones. But like, why was she spit out? How was she spit out? It's a fucking ghost shark. Maybe it didn't taste good to her. I don't know. Maybe her pussy doesn't taste good to him. Maybe it's rank pussy. Maybe it's, vinegar pussy. I don't know. Maybe he had a taste and he didn't like it, so he spits it. I don't know. I have to wonder about this because the rest of the movie is shit. Some of our leads get to a museum and he offers some information about the cave and all this other stuff. Sprinklers come up and the shark gets this guy's arm, and then the black guy, he's running, he somehow slips, I don't know how, he's right behind him, and he slips, but he goes this way. Like he's over here and he's going towards here, but he goes. And then while the shark's coming, he's like, ah, 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 ah. I'm like, you can get up anytime. Oh, Kududer, he died early on because there was a swimming pool There's a guy diving. The shark comes up and hits the guy. Cool Duder's too fat to leave the pool. He just pulled, and not even you don't even see him pulled underwater. He just pulled a bit. It cuts away. Then he's dead off screen. So he doesn't even get an on-screen death. Again, there is a variety of the deaths in terms of the locations, and because of that, some people may get it. Like if you're with your friends, and you got some cold ones, or ones that are more alcoholic in the beverage variety, you can maybe watch this and laugh at it, getting drunk, and what the fuck is that? And then when there's nothing happening, you're talking with your friends, oh my god, what the fuck's that? As another death scene happens. That's why I will put this slightly above something like Sharks of the Corn or some of those others, because even I thought some of the death scenes were kind of funny. Two that stand out, again, spoilers. There's a bit where, even for the water cooler, one of the cops, or I'm not sure if he was a cop. Well, so he gets a cup of water from the cooler, the water cooler that you have in an office. Takes a drink. Then he starts seizing and blood comes out of his mouth. And then, I think this was a practical effect. His body does like this. And you see this ghost shark come out of it. But I think the sides are practical. And I'm kind of like, wait a minute. That's actually a practical effect. Now you don't see the practical, but you see like, and then it's like here, one side of the face, you know, and the shark's in the middle. I'm like, okay, that's an inventive death. I will say I don't see that death often. Give credit where credit's due. And then at one point, the black kid's father, who's like, no, this is not real. This is not true. Oh, you just don't want to believe it because it'll hurt your chances for mayor. One of those type of characters. He wants for revenge for what happened to his son. So he gets on a boat. Someone gets killed. He's below decks and he's on a toilet. And he gets the ghoulies treatment. Gets sucked down the toilet. And you see his leg kind of pop up like that. And blood spurt out. Like that was, whenever someone dies and, gets killed in the toilet, there's some funny stuff to be said about that. And again, when the two kids died on the sidewalk and the lack of reaction, it did make me laugh. Maybe not the reasons they were thinking, but it did make me laugh. So there was some enjoyment out of this, more so than I would say Lake Placid 3. But it's still a bad fucking movie because the premise is stupid. Now, granted, yes, there are premises that could be very silly and ridiculous. But if it was like, you have to have that right balance of charm. It's weird to say a movie to have charisma, but like something that just makes you like it more. Or a bit of talent involved. Like, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a silly idea. But Killer Clowns from Outer Space is very well realized with great special effects, a fun sense of humor. The cast are not A-grade actors, but they fit their B-movie charm. Fun soundtrack, good score. At one point, I was actually Facebook friends with the guy who composed the score for Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Nice guy. Haven't talked to him in a long time, but he's a very nice guy. And you gotta have some kind of charm. And just, with these movies, it's just done on very low budgets. They get very incompetent actors. And then maybe they'll get like a B, C, D grade star. And I like Richard Mall, but I would not call him an A grade star. But they get someone like that, and they come up, and they're just, whatever, it's a paycheck. The other actors, You don't really see them in much of anything else, and if so, stuff you've never even heard of. Other Z-grade movies. And like, the plot's not going to make sense. The characters ain't going to be worth shit. The humor and stuff is going to be like, and you're just going to be hopefully enjoying the stupidity of the title. And that's kind of what this comes to pass here with this as well. When it's all said and done, the three leads, which is a guy and two girls, no pizza place. Well, actually, that's two guys, one girl, and a pizza place. Never mind. Either way, they go see Richard Mall. He gives some diatribe, then something about his wife, and them find the cave, and his wife dying, and he's blamed for it, and the ghost wife, and whatever the fuck. Then they decide they don't blow up the cave, but Richard Mall stays behind. Then a book flies up to a page, and his ghost wife shows him the page, and he goes with them. But they didn't really need his help because he just helped us set the dynamite, which they already had, and they would have set up anyway. They run out, it starts raining. One of the girls goes back because the shark fucked up the fuse. The shark comes down, Richard Mall says some words, and kind of like this happens, and he just disappears. So it's not like you see a gory death or anything. Then the one girl like lights the fuse, runs, there's an explosion, and then the girl's alive, and the three of them decide to swim away. I'm trying to remember why they swim away. Well, I mean, anyway. I guess I know why, but I know why they swim away, but it's just part of me is like, are you trying to be like the ending of Jaws where they're swimming away? It's ironic that I do this review now because we just passed the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Now, there were shark films before Jaws, but Jaws definitely opened up the floodgates of shark films, and sometimes I wonder if, if it wasn't for Jaws, we wouldn't have so many of these, shitty shark films. But, I mean, Jaws is worth it, though, because it's an awesome movie. Each time I watch these shitty shark films, it just makes me want to rewatch Jaws. I mean, just to give you some of the shitty shark films out there. Now, to be fair, I've not seen all of them. So it is an assumption. I think it's a fair assumption. Super Shark. Threatening to turn a bikini contest to a bloodbath. Super Shark. Jersey Shore Shark Attack with Jets Dahlia. Snow Shark, Ancient Snow Beast. Jurassic Shark. Sharknado, Sharknado 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 Sharknado films? Holy shit. I did not know there were 6. I think I've seen one of them. Maybe the first. But there's 6 of them? Sharktopus. Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus. Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus. Sand Sharks with Corin Nemec. Two-Headed Shark Attack with Carmen Electra and Brooke Hogan. Dino Shark with Eric Balfour from the 2003 Chainsaw Massacre film. Psycho Shark. Shark Attack 1, 2, and 3. Shark Attack 3 is the one where the guy's like, let me take you home and eat your pussy. Megalodon. Shark Attack in the Mediterranean. Malibu Shark Attack. Swamp Shark. Shark Swarm. Bait is okay. Bait is okay. Red Water's okay. Shark Night 3D, I don't like. But that's better made than this film. Although some may argue this is more stupid fun because of the ridiculous deaths. You may have a point with that. Spring Break Shark Attack, Shark in Venice, Shark Hunter, Shark Zone, Shark Kill, Ghost Shark, Robo Shark, Shark Island, Three-Headed Shark Attack with Rob Van Dam, Sharktopus versus Whale-Wolf, as in whale, Whale-Wolf, Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark, Mega Shark versus Colossus, Avalanche Sharks, Piranha Sharks, Sky Sharks. Isn't there one called Snow Sharks, or I already passed it? Maybe that's Avalanche Sharks. Yeah, I'm just going to type up. I'm going to type up Snow Sharks. Is that here? Well, Snow Shark, Ancient Snow Beast. And yeah, there is one called Snow Sharks. Oh, Avalanche Sharks is... So there's Avalanche Sharks, was also called Snow Sharks, and then Snow Shark, Ancient Snow Beast. Is there one called Space Sharks? Yes, there is. I honestly thought I was not going to get that. Space Sharks. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If someone has a shitload of money and want to make me torture, they'll give me a marathon of shark movies. Jesus Christ. My God. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, there's a ton of these things out there. And it's hard enough to make a short film, but then when you go ahead and just purposely, like, you make these films like you know they're stupid and you know they're shitty. And then you sit there going, can't you just take the money and put it into something better? More worth of your time, man? Maybe not. With that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. But, yeah, Ghost Shark. Sadly, not the worst shark film I've seen. Still not good, though. Later.